Come hang with Dick and Brett, we're here to get those whistles wet.
Yo, here we go. Dick and Brett 2025. I want to bring you guys some hype right here. We wanted to look back into 2024 and tell you guys what our 5 top most impactful bottles were that we tried that we just could not keep our hands off of. I just wanted to put all 5 bottles in my mouth at the same time, but unfortunately could not do that. So we had to break it out through the year. But these are the most impactful ones that we had where we were like, damn, son. Damn, son. You know, like that they were just damn pretty near fire. So I'll let Dick talk to you a little bit about the bottles, maybe wrap them off for you. You can see them clearly here. But we were excited about these ones this year. We're looking to find 5 more in 2025, and you know, one of these might be up there next year. We don't know. We'll have to see, but they're getting a little low, brother.
They're actually, well, you can tell that we love them because 3 out of the 5 are bottle kills if we open them. So I would say, if I think about all these, they all had different meaning and different excitement, but I think the one in the middle is in there for a reason. So the single barrel was like such a mixed crowd.
Weller single barrel?
Weller single barrel.
All right.
Everyone was like, it's gonna be bullshit. They're releasing this stuff, right? Like, we had some. We were afraid to open it because we knew if we liked it, it was gonna be empty, which is where it is right now.
Yeah. Well, you kept going back to the well, bro.
I mean, when you try, okay, for those of you out there that are fortunate enough to get some of these bottles, not all of them are huge, big bottles, but they're hard to find and hard to find at a good price. But if you've been following us from the beginning, you know burnt orange. Orange is Brett's favorite color.
That's
so
for sure.
It was already sentimental to our hearts, but it came out, I think we talked about in the episode, like legit Mike Tyson uppercut punch. Like,
it's a heavy swinger for sure.
It lived up to the name of its first true single barrel other than the WLWB tag. So I would say Weller single barrel to me is partial to my heart because it's my boy's favorite color, but it lived to the hype. And there's a lot of times that doesn't happen, unfortunately, in bourbon. A lot of times people throw things out there. So that's what I would say about Weller single barrel. I'll take Old Fitzgerald and you can talk about the rest.
Cool.
Old Fitzgerald, we were fortunate enough that Brett got a good deal on the 11. We had that in his spa. The only episode we filmed at Brett's house in the spa when we were going to have a hurricane in California. We're in there smoking stogies, enjoying it. That bottle didn't last 3 months and it was gone.
Nah, man. We really got into that one thick. Clearly we love Old Fitzgerald. I mean, it's a staple around here in these parts. I mean, Dick has the whole damn collection, I think minus 1 or 2 bottles that are out there right now. And literally, it's like, it's a thorn in your side because the bottle's good, the price is rough, you know?
Not
and
good.
so, like, trying to find it, let alone getting it for, you know, anywhere near MSRP is difficult. But we were able to get our hands on this bottle, and once we found out that we could open it and drink it, I think we just attacked and went for it. And man, it made a big difference. It's something that continues to drain on me every day. Is like, when can we go back and get another one of these ones open? Because I want to go deeper, you know?
Every time we're sitting here and we're like, what should we drink? I pull it out. It's
Yeah.
like right away. Let's go. And it's only the 9 year. We have all the way up to the 19, the oldest.
Yeah.
But for it being weeded, for it having the complexity, the crystal decanter, I would argue it's the best bottle that's out there on the market.
It definitely is the best bottle.
Tack
I mean,
strip.
the glass top with the cork, tack strip. It looks cool. It's got that old school vintage feel to it, and the juice inside is delectable.
Oh,
you know?
that's a hell of a word right
Yeah.
there. So take us into the rest, man.
All right.
Because you had a lot of influence on these other ones. These were some of...
So, you know, for a little while when I first got into bourbon, and I had met Dick, and you know, he was turning me on to some stuff. He kept telling me about the Old Forester and how I need to find a bottle, right? So I was out there looking all over hell and high water trying to find a bottle of Old Forester. It wasn't the rye. It was just the standard bourbon, you know, single barrel bourbon or whatnot. So it's like more of like a blue navy color. But I was out there bouncing around from shop to shop to shop to retail store to retail store to retail liquor store, like all over the place. Finally came across one at Bevmo, swooped it up right away. I got a good price on it. I think I only paid like maybe, it might have been like $69 or something, somewhere in that range or something. It was a good deal, so I got one. I was really excited. You know, it was a, you know, Bevmo whatever, exclusive store pick, you know, so I was pretty excited about that. Still have not opened it to this day, but we ended up with this Old Forester single barrel rye, and I'll tell you a little bit, we were hesitant to rise going into 2024. So 2023, we were drinking bourbon. It was like we wanted the weeded, we wanted the sweet, we wanted this, that, and our palates really didn't conform to kind of what your ryes put off. But over 2024, man, we've got our eyes open now because there are some ryes out there that are just hitting home. And I think it just comes with drinking an exorbitant amount of bourbon, and it really kind of just changes your palate a little bit. And so Old Forester single barrel rye, fire.
Fire.
Came out swinging.
Fire.
Yeah, I haven't done that in a while.
It's been a while.
So that was that was a banger this year, absolutely. We had Remus 5 back in 2023 that led us to kind of seeing the light on what Remus is bringing to the table. So another great bottle here, Remus, right? But this is the Gatsby Reserve. We were able to acquire this bottle. Phenomenal bottle. I mean, the juice inside, it speaks for itself. I was hesitant because obviously you're going to have to pay a little bit more to get something with a flashier label, a flashier bottle.
Came in a box.
Right?
Yeah.
And so it's hard because you have to say, do I want to spend, you know, $200 more on a bottle than I normally would just to see if it's good, right? You can go on podcasts, you can look up some of the best tasting bourbon people in the world with their palates and their nose and all the things that they can do, but it's still not going to tell you if you like it. It's going to tell you if they like it, right? And so that's kind of the thing. It's like we always encourage people to try bottles. You know, it doesn't matter what it looks like, what it costs. At the end of the day, it's the juice inside the bottle that matters. And we ended up we're fortunate enough to open it up, took one sip of the nose, you know, like took one nose of it, took one sip, hooked. And I'd be surprised if this bottle lasts like another 3 months.
It's half full right now.
I can tell that Dick is going to grab for it quite a bit. He's going to pour out of it, and it's going to be sad when it's gone. But hell, you know what? That's what bourbon drinking's all about. So
absolutely, man. It's hanging with your boys. It's trying stuff, and I think putting the name Gatsby on it is pretty ballsy.
Yeah.
But you know what? They pulled it off. There's another version. This is the first version. There's another one that came out this year. The disappointing thing is that this one came in a box that has doors that open. It's fancier. The new one is like slid into this thing. It's still in a box, but they kind of dumbed it down a little bit, and that tells me that it's going to be more marketed. It's going to be more of a
they're
yearly
probably
release.
bringing it out some more. Yeah.
But I agree, man. It's anytime you get into a 15 or anything 10, 12 years plus, it should be good just by the time it's been in the barrel, the complexity. Yes, it's MGP juice. You know it's going to be good. But it was a banger. I agree. It was a banger.
Yeah, this one came out good, man. It's got a real nice taste to it. And I think it, you know, overall, both mouthfeel and like, you know, finish and all that kind of stuff were really good on it. So I like that one a lot.
I agree. What's
Yeah.
left?
So the last bottle we got sitting there is Pappy, right?
Yep.
So, you know, we got the old Rip 10-year. This is a special cause bottle.
100%.
You know, let's go back to 2023, right? It wasn't even a thought, I don't think, for either of us to have one of these bottles, you know, at the bar, or something that we would probably, you know, anticipate even having on the shelf, right? But I think after, you know, the learning and the growth of the pallets and all that kind of stuff, it made it put a different kind of perspective in, where it's like, you know, there's so many people that are saying this bottle is great, right? At some point, when do you buy into the hype, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, if you're doing discovery, like we like to do discovery, eventually you're going to have to find out. Well, obviously it's not the cheapest bottle on the block or the easiest bottle to acquire, right?
Either, you know.
Dick was able to acquire this bottle, but he did it with a purpose. He got this bottle with the intentions of drinking it with his mom, right?
Yeah.
And so it was something that happened recently and not even too long ago, where we were finally able to all sit around and crack this bottle and try it out. And man, I guess you could say it's a damn good bottle, you know what I mean? Like,
well, it was a special moment for multiple reasons, right? Like, we won't go into the details, but, you know, I will share pretty openly, like, you know, my mom got some pretty rough health news, and it was a tough time. And, you know, obviously Brett's my boy, and he's family, so we brought him into the fold with that. We didn't share too much to anyone else, but there were some scares out there. And, you know, I had put a lineup that I felt was like my best of my best. You know, all my B-Tacs, all my Pappies, all my old Stitzel Wellers, all the stuff that I was like, I've set aside for my children getting married, maybe a future promotion, you know, life-changing events. And I'll be honest, I think she picked it because I had two of them at that point. But, so I think my mom was throwing us a bone and not wanting to jack. However, the moment Brett's talking about was one of the most special moments in my life, and it's weird because it was a celebration to a sad thing, which is, we all go through that in life, right? Like, you have these moments where it's very dreary, and then you see the light, and it's not a train, and you're excited.
yeah.
But we got to sit at this bar. My mom opened the bottle. She opened it herself. She cracked it. She's never opened a pour bourbon. We let her pour all the bottles. We filmed it. We won't release that, obviously. It's a sensitive moment, but it was my dad, my mom, it was Brett, and it was my wife, and we sat here. My wife doesn't drink bourbon. My mom now has bourbon palate.
Yeah.
But we sat here and we got to enjoy it together. So it was kind of the best way to break into it, because it lived to the hype, number one. It's not a 107 on steroids. It's more than that.
Yeah.
And it was for a great reason. So I couldn't ask for a better moment and better people to share it with. What I will say is, I wish I would have gotten the game earlier. Because if I would have started buying the Pappies and the B-Tacs when I first started collecting,
I would have had a hell of a lot more.
We would have had all of them. But, you know, the bottle's about it's a little under half empty. So we did 2 sessions. Me and Brett took some private sessions. We posted on Christmas celebration.
Yeah.
But the bottle's special in the bourbon industry, and it's special to us for a reason. So I appreciate, you know, Brett queuing that up, because I didn't want anyone else but him. There was none of my other friends, no one else in family that I felt was important other than people that I named that could understand the gravity of the bottle and the gravity of the situation. So, you know what? Pappy Van Winkle, you're past, man. Your great-great-grandson or whatever he is running it, and Buffalo Trace bought it. You guys know what you're doing, man. You're the real deal. So I think we got a hell of a top 5, man.
I think that was a great top 5, and cheers to 2024, man. Let's have a sip of, you know, some bourbon to that. And I'll tell you what, guys. Thank you for spending the whole year with us in 2024. We hope to bring you great content in 2025. So remember, these were our top 5 most inspirational bottles of the year. And we're looking to bring you 5 more next year, but a whole lot of fun on the way to get there. So the road to the end of 2025 is starting right here in January, baby.
I'll put my seatbelt on.
There you go.
I'm ready, dude. Let's
get ready for the roller coaster.
Let's go.
Let's fucking go.
Hey, take us out, man.
All right. So, Dick and Brett, We're out.